If you're marksman main thinking about switching to mages, there is big hidden trap almost every smart player falls into. Welcome back, friends. Today I'm going to break into, or basically I'm breaking down the exact path you need if you want to move from marksman to mages the right way. Which hero to start with, what free to play and what spenders should avoid, how to build your mage legions, and the pets and artifacts that actually matter. This is full upgrade plan so you don't waste a single season switching your account. Now the process is going to be easy if you're following the steps that I'm going to share with you in this video, and I'm going to start with the first one. It's not going to happen immediately. I want to point out this so the players don't have this frustration that, oh my god, I'm switching to mages but I do like 3 times less merits, which is going to be absolutely normal if you're endgame player and you're marksman and you switch to mages. Now if you're at the beginning in Call of Dragons, so basically you spend your season 1, so you basically play like 2 months, it's going to be very easy for you to make this switch from marksmans to mages. But if you're somebody who already spent like year and a half, it's going to be a little more difficult, especially if you're free to play player. Now if you're WoW or Kraken, I don't think this is going to be an issue. That's why I focused this video over WoW spenders, mid spenders and basically free to play players, how to make this transition, and just the time period is going to be different. Now first thing first, keep using your marksmans. Yes, you want to switch to mages, but the thing is you already have built some marksmans. You most likely already invest in marksman heroes. You already invest in training marksman troops. Most likely you're having like 2 times more marksmans from the mages right now. You're in the different fraction and etc. So yeah, first thing, if you're Wilderberg and you're using your marksmans, keep be Wilderberg and keep using your marksmans. So from there you start doing some investments over the mages. Not immediately switching to mages. For example, you get your Waldyr or whatever. Since I'm talking about the people who is already like 1 year in Call of Dragons, or maybe 6 months, basically half year, the first thing is you most likely are going to have your Waldyr very nice builded. For 6 months, maybe 7 months, Waldyr you can get it from the daily chests that every day you're receiving, or if you don't put Waldyr here, just do it. Put Waldyr to receive Waldyr tokens. So this is going to be your first step to become mage main. And what I'm going to share with you in this video is going to be fast to build couple strong legions. So the first strong legion most likely want to focus is going to be Waldyr with Velyn. Most likely you already have Waldyr, or you have decently builded Waldyr and your Velyn is weak. So start focusing your tokens into Velyn direction and keep the Waldyr. Now if you're spender, WoW spender or mid spender, get Liliya. This is the other thing that I want to point out. You can get her pretty easy from the shop, you just buy the bundles. Yes, this is investment, but Liliya is one of the best heroes in Call of Dragons, one of the best mages in Call of Dragons. With Yuming get presented in the game, Liliya lose her first place on the top of the food chain, but at the end of the day is still on the 2nd place, and you're going to need couple legions. So yeah, if you have a chance, get Liliya and get Liliya Thea, and you're going to have Waldyr with Velyn. This is from generation 1. Velyn most likely is not going to be well builded, maybe your Thea is not going to be well builded. So if you're in the latest generations, like generation 4, you have all of your heroes right there in your hero roster, you can go with Liliya Velyn. This is one of the ways for the spenders. For free-to-play players, you can just get Waldyr with Velyn. Absolutely fine. From there, you can get Bertrand and Tohar. Now, first thing is you can build them just 5-1-1-1. This is going to be the minimum investment you're going to do over these mage legions. And something that I strongly suggest you is not like I'm playing marksman today and tomorrow I go mages. You need to adapt the gameplay. So something that currently I'm doing with the cavalry, because I want to switch from the mages to have a second troop that is going to be cavalry. And what I'm doing is I already have Emrys decently builded. I basically need just one spell and this bad boy is going to be Awakened. And I'm working over Urak, also Tobin, and etc. My plan after I finish my Grumara is to make all of these heroes 5-1-1-1. The reason I'm doing that is with minimum investment, that is 5-1-1-1, I'm going to start playing with these heroes. I'm going to start learning the tips and tricks, the different situation. I'm going to get good with cavalry. This is also something that I suggest for you. When you go with your marksmans, play mainly with your marksmans, but make the mages 5-1-1-1. And start, when you have a time, start playing with the mages, just to have this feeling for the mages, where you have to position, how the artifacts is going to get triggered, and all these things. If you're a marksman main, most likely you're going to have Margaret and Zeta very decently builded. So yeah, Margaret, Zeta just run with Celestials. But since I told you to not switch if you're Wilderberg or Spring Warden immediately to League of Order, because you're going to lose some power from your marksmans, keep be the fraction you are. If you're looking to be League of Order, you can use Celestials with Margaret and Zeta, and also train with Margaret and Zeta. But it needs to have couple training before you jump over the mages, and in the same time to not lose your merits, because right now in Call of Dragons merits become extremely important. You're going to need merits when you go in the merit shop to buy this decoration stuff, this epic one. This one is costing 350k merits. Also the pet skills, get all the pet skills from the merit shop. So you're going to need merits at the end of the day. So just by switching to mages is not going to help you. So build the legions that you're going to need for mages at 5-1-1-1. Maybe the only hero, if you can, awake Liliya, that's all. The other hero that also is extremely valuable is going to be Yuming, but you're going to get big value just by having him like 5-1-1. So if you check my other guides on my channel for Call of Dragons, especially for the mages, what kind of legions I'm using and etc., you're going to, start getting good overview over the mages. I'm mage main, so I have so much videos on my channel, and if you like this video, don't forget to like the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe for future Call of Dragons mage, infantry, cavalry, and even marksmen, because I get this question for the marksmen a lot. Yo, Burgas, how to do the transition from a marksman main to mage main? On all of the channels, people can actually connect me. Discord, under my videos, in the live stream, everywhere, people just are asking me these questions. So at the end of the day, I decided to actually make this video. So the transition is going to be slow. It strongly depends how big spender you are, but in general, is all the resources you're having is going to start moving in the mage direction. That means you're going to also need artifacts. And something that I strongly suggest you is get all the mage artifacts at level 1. This is something that I did back in the days. For example, the Mirage Orb to be level 1. The Phoenix Eye here strongly depends how lucky you are, because it's basically a free-to-play artifact. The Dragon Fate also at level 1 if you can. A Breath of Gigantes, Terrifying Inferno or Inferno Flame, and Thunder Elegy. Now try to get all the artifacts that are doing some kind of damage, because they're going to boost your attack. If you check out the rest of the artifacts, this is for example Mirage Orb is giving Legion attack and magic unit attack. Since you're mage, you want to have as much attack as you can because you're basically shooting from the safe distance. And this is one of the main reasons people want to switch from marksmen to mages, because whatever you're doing with the marksmen, whatever hero to be presented in this game as a marksman, the range is going to be still medium. And I think this is the biggest problem for the marksmen. The game present long range warfare and all these tricks somehow marksmen to be competitive on the battlefield, but at the end of the day, there is no hero that can make the things way better for marksmen. And even if this hero coming out dragons is going to be just one, till the mages are, from my personal experience, way better from the marksmen. So get all of the artifacts at level 1, extremely important, just to benefit from the normal stats. I mean, this magic attack and legion attack. Now later, if you can invest in, actually, again, strongly depends what kind of spender you are. I'm speaking about the WoW spenders and maybe free-to-play players, how to do it. Marksmen for me is not a free-to-play player troop. For me, the free-to-play player troops are mages and cavalry. This is the free-to-play player troops. But anyway, let's continue and let's get back to the video. So, what else you have to do? You're going to need also pets. At the end of the day, you're going to also need some pets. So what you can actually do in this direction is maybe making the pets like 2-star and get the right pets for your mages. Pets is something like a system that is very slowly built. I'm not gonna lie, it's very slow. Right now I'm working on my flaming manticore. I make so much regeneration of this bad boy to actually make it little better, but it end up I get like 4 slots. I need 7 or maybe 8 slots this pet to be valuable so I can put more spells. And right now he's in regeneration position. Also the leveling of this spell, I'm very close, by the way. I'm very close. I have like 5 of this 1-star, so I can just use it right now. And I'm going to hit like 3,000, and I'm going to need like 1 extra 1,000 so I can make the town skill higher level. Now the town skills for the pets is going to be pain, but at 2 stars I think it's achievable. 2 stars I think is achievable. From there, for the pets can be different setups. What I mean by that is you can get some pet critical rate, you can get some pet critical damage. The pet system is maybe going to be the biggest issue that you're going to have when you're switching from marksmen to mages. Now, if for your marksmen, for example, your Margaret and Zeta is using Sand Lizard, use this Sand Lizard with your mages when you start building your mages. If you have some other pets that can be used with mages, just do it. Just do it. Way less pressure you're going to have when you're switching from marksmen to mages. And it's a big switch. It's a big switch. Not gonna lie. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. But first, start training, fighting with your with the mages you're having, with the minimum investment. From there, you know already the best heroes in the game. If you watch my channel, for example, Liliya, Yuming, Margaret, Zeta. You know, this is like 3 legions that are extremely valuable on the battlefield. But the thing with the investments and switching is just going to be a little more slow process. But I strongly believe that there is a chance to do it. And something else is why I'm actually switching to cavalry. Maybe you can actually think in this direction and not exactly the mages, is because you're going to get for the cavalry. I know you're looking to switch to mages, but just to give you second opinion for some other troop that you may get interested, because cavalry play is very fun one. At the end of the Titan Legacy, you're going to have Spring Blade. This is one of the items, and you're going to have Sorwan Blade. In same time, you're going to have from the normal artifact draws Kingslayer and Sorwan Blade. These 2 artifacts, you're going to have them. And to be fair, maybe I get lucky, I don't know, but for example, my Kingslayer is is level 5. On the other side, my Sword One Blade is level 5. My Spring Blades, if I can find them, is level 3. This season is going to become level 4. So Cavalry is so easy to get extremely valuable artifacts. All of these 3 artifacts are a suit one, so it's going to serve you very nice in point of getting merits. From the other side, for the marksmen, the thing that the game actually give you is Shadow Blades is one of the things you're going to be able to get it. The other one is Kurata Rat. I don't think it's actually a marksman item, Kurata's Rat. It's actually peacekeeping, but the other one is, yeah, Heart of Kamasi. I think this is a very valuable artifact, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not that many artifacts for your legions. So this is one of the main reasons I'm switching to Cavalry. But anyway, for the marksmen, you just have to do it step by step. You have to have patience and definitely use your marksmen, because you're already good with your marksmen. You already have some artifacts for your marksmen. You already know where to position with your marksmen, and just slowly start building your mages. In same time, with the minimum investment, start playing with these mages, see where to position and etc. It's going to be close like the marksman positioning, just with bigger range, especially for the people who catch the long range warfare. This update, for seasonal updates, you're going to know how to play with marksmen with very far range. But again, you're going to start with the positioning where most likely you're going to have Margaret and Zeta, and from there you just have to build. And I strongly suggest build strong legions, build the Liliya Legion, build the Yuming Legion. Bertrand Tohar, at this stage, if you're switching to mages, wait to see what the generation 5 mages is going to be. Like this, you're going to just reduce your spendings like this, to not spend over the Bertrand Tohar or Thunderlin Talea. Some of the heroes there is not that good. For example, Talea. I'm also not that happy with Thunderlin, but this is my personal opinion. Maybe she is good, but the Thunderlin Legion cannot have a skill talent tree. So maybe you should wait a little and see how the mages is going to come in the future, and maybe build just 3 mage legions. But at the end of the day, you're going to be in good positioning if you switch to mages, because you're going to have your marksmen, maybe couple legions, and you're going to have mages. Right now in Call of Dragons, people are start facing this thing where they have builded, in my case, mages. My mages are very nice builded. This is Awakened 6-star, Awakened 6-star, Awakened 6-star, Awakened 6-star, Awakened 6-star. Close to get Awakened. It's just needing one more level of this spell, and 6-star. Awaken it in 6-star, awaken it in 6-star. You get my idea. I'm already have my 5 mage legions, and I don't want to make 10 mage legions. So that's why I'm focusing and I'm switching slowly to cavalry. And if you do with the mages, just have an idea that this thing is going to be slow in general. But yeah, get minimum investment, play with your mages, see what work, what don't work, see which targets are giving merits, because yeah, marksmen are hitting like a truck. This troop is having the biggest damage in Call of Dragons, but in same time mages are having the lowest damage. Maybe not that low like infantry, but they have very low damage. So you cannot count that much over the poking game. You have to strike the enemy with the rage skills. This is the power of the mages, the rage skills. So learn how to do that and get just more experience with the mages. It's not that hard troop to begin with. Maybe the most hard troop to play with in Call of Dragons is actually a marksman. So if you're a marksman main, yo bruh, you have played so long with the hardest troop in Call of Dragons. So yeah guys, this will be for this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit one like. Also subscribe for daily Call of Dragons videos. You can go and check it out on my channel, some other interesting videos in these directions. A lot of guides, a lot of tips and tricks, this type of stuffs. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.